Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verse 19. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, those who abide in Sattva Guna, they go upwards. Those who are in Rajoguna, they remain in the middle. And those who are in Tamoguna, they go downwards. Bhagavan says, after death, those who are in Sattva Guna, they reach Brahmaloka. Those who are in Rajoguna, they will stay on this earth. That is Bhuloka. And those who are in Tamoguna, they will go downwards. That is Bhatala Loka. So this is what Bhagwan Krishna said in verse 18. Now verse 19. Nanyam gunebhyak kartaram yada drattanu pashyati gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam sodhi gacchati. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Pashyati means sees. Drashtanu pashyati, anupashyati. So pashyati means sees. Anupashyati means seeing clearly. That is, seeing clearly in keeping with the Shastras. This person sees and understands that Atma is Akarta. Atma is not performing any action. On the touch of Atma, everything reacts. They all act. Action is done only by body, mind, and sense complex, which is born out of Maya. All the three states, namely waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state, and their expressions are nothing but play of gunas. When one knows that he is above the gunas, then he is not affected by what the gunas do. That is, in effect, what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says is, that person becomes a witness to his own actions. Bhagavan says, that person gains the nature of myself. This is what Swami Dayananda Saraswati says in his commentary. Swami Chinmayananda gives the following example for understanding this verse. As long as you are traveling in a train, the movement of the train is also your movement. You sit in the train, but the train goes from one place to another, you sit quietly. But the movement of the train is your movement. Once you get down from the train, then the train alone moves. So too, the self, identifying with the mind and intellect equipment, dances to the moods of the gunas. To stand away from the mind intellect equipment is to get complete freedom from the shackles of the gunas. Swami Chinmayananda says that seeing clearly here means not seeing the God like an object, like chair or table. He says God cannot be seen. He is not an object of perception or feeling or thought. He is the subject in us who perceives, feels, and thinks through us. The experience is so total, it is as if we have actually seen an object. The experience of the God is so total, it is as if we have seen. Generally, we say, I see clearly the intention behind this. Intention cannot be seen, but you see it clearly. Similar to that. Afterwards, he says there is no speculation. Swami Chinmayananda says, the experiencer of the self not only realizes himself to be the infinite, but also understands that his ego, which was previously claiming to be the agent of all his activities, was none other than these three gunas. Gunas govern the entire thought life at all times in every one of us. Gunas here means the subtle body, that is mind and intellect equipment. Mind is nothing but a product of matter. It is inert. Mind cannot do anything on its own. It is inert. Conscious principle, which makes the mind brilliant and dynamic, it must be a principle other than that mind. The one who understands that he is not the reflecting medium, that is mind. We are always thinking we are the mind and intellect equipment. The one who understands that he is not the reflecting medium, but something higher than that, is removed from the shackles of all limitations forever. The man of wisdom who transcended his mind intellect equipment becomes one with the self. Self here is represented as Bhagwan Krishna. When he says you merge with me, that means that is nothing but self. That is what Swami Chinmayananda says. Even though it is easily said in this verse that you have to be a witness to your actions, appreciating that gunas are playing its part. I don't think that it is so easy. Tomorrow morning you get up and say, yeah, this action I am not doing. It is only guna playing its thing. Stand away and just watch the play. That is what is said here in this verse. Uh, just be a witness to your actions. It is not that easy. That is what I feel from my level when I think. Is that so easy? Take the aeroplane example, which we have seen during the introduction of this chapter. We have seen the seat belt, that like the seat belt we are wearing in the aeroplane, we are all wearing three invisible belts: sattva, rajas, and tamas. Imagine that you are in the middle seat. There is no leg space. Arms rest is occupied by the window and the aisle passengers. Front table is open and contains some food, breakfast. You want to put the seat in a reclining position so that you will get some gap. The lady behind you says, "Please excuse me, can you keep your seat straight, please?" She says, so much of difficulty you are facing. Only way is to remove the seat belt and go and stand or walk in the path. That is the only way to escape the difficulty. It may be easy to remove the seat belt because it is a physical act. But this imaginary belt which we are wearing, the invisible belt, sattva, rajas, and tamas, it is not very easy to remove. But Bhagavan says, remove the belts and then you will be free. That is what Bhagavan says in this verse. How can we do this? That is the question. I think Bhagavan has already answered this in chapter 2, verse 45. He gave the practical tips how to remove the belts there in chapter 2, in the beginning of this Bhagavad Gita. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvantvo Nitya Sattvastaha Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Wonderful verse. Bhagavan has already given the practical tips. That is why I think Bhagavan, because Arjuna is so brilliant, his memory is sharp, his mind is clear, purity is in Sattva Guna. So he would have immediately recollected all these things. But I am in Tamaguna, Tamoguna. Mind is dark, impurity. So I am not able to recollect this. So when I saw this verse, I think Bhagavan has given the practical tips here. Bhagavan advised Arjuna to transcend the mind intellect equipment, which is nothing but the three gunas. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. He says you transcend these three gunas. How can one go beyond these three gunas? That is the question. This was given, that answer was given by Bhagwan Krishna in this verse. The practical aspects. The entire world is nothing but, Swami Chinmayananda says this. What is this world? This world is nothing but pairs of opposite. You take anything, there is an opposite for that. You say joy, sorrow, success, failure, heat, cold, short, uh, uh, height, then fat, lean. Anything you say, anything you say, there is an opposite for it. World is nothing but pairs of opposite. Swami Chinmayananda says, each of them can be experienced only with reference to the other. For example, now it is summer. In summer, you go out, take a round, then you feel the extreme heat. Take a chill buttermilk. I don't suggest other products. Take a good buttermilk from home or a tender coconut water. You will feel it. You will have the pleasure. Then only you can appreciate it. Only with reference to the heat, the chilled buttermilk or tender coconut water, you can appreciate. Similarly, in winter, you take a hot water bath and hot tea or hot tea. Then you can experience with reference to the cold, the heat. Bhagwan Krishna advises us to be free from the pairs of opposites. Nirdvanto, that is nirdvantaha. Both has to be treated with mental equanimity. If success comes, think it to be a blessing of Bhagwan Krishna, not your own creation. You have not achieved anything. It is given by Bhagwan Krishna. Mental equality comes. Mind will not get agitated. Joy, you may feel some joy, but you will understand that it is a blessing of Krishna. Of all the people, Bhagwan has selected you and given you success. Failure comes, same thing you think. Oh, Bhagwan this time has decided not to give me success. Your mental agitation will not be there. That is what Swami Chinmayananda says. Another meaning I could think of for Nirdvantaha is the creator and creation are not two different things, but one. There is no two. Dvanta is two. Nirdvanta is no two. Only one. Creator is creation. The self in me is a self in all. If one understands this, all the problems of the world will be immediately solved. This is one technique. Second technique Bhagavan says is Nitya Sattvastaha. Nitya Sattvastaha means ever stay in purity. We have seen how the sannyasi in Sattva Guna is dragged by Rajas and Tamas and then thrown into the ditch. Very easy because Rajo and Tamo Guna is so powerful than Sattva Guna. Swami Chinmayananda says to be established in purity means keeping the mind always least agitated. Your mind will be least agitated only when you think, when your success or failure, you are not the reason. Only Bhagavan Krishna. Then the mind is least agitated. But with humble pranams to Acharyas, my view, my respectful view, my humble view is Nitya Sattvastaha means only Bhagavan Krishna. What is required by a person is Sat Asat Vastu Viveka. What is Satvastu and what is Asatvastu? Satvastu is the one which is there. It was there in the past, it is here, present now, and it will be there in future. That is the Satvastu, only real. All other things are Asatvastu. If you take this example, then Bhagavan says always remain attached with Nitya Sattvastu. Nirdvanto Nitya Sattvastaha. That is what Bhagavan says. That means you attach yourself with Nitya Sattvastu. Who is the Nitya Sattvastu? You can call it Brahman, self, soul, anything you call it. Bhagavan Krishna. I am saying Bhagavan Krishna is a Nitya Sattvastu. All other objects of this universe are Asat. If you are permanently glued to Nitya Sattvastu, that is Bhagavan Krishna, forever, then naturally your mind will not be agitated. You will be free from all the shackles of life, all the problems of life. Nitya Sattvastaha. Then Bhagavan says, Nirdvanto Nitya Sattvastaha Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. Yoga Kshema. Already we have seen. Yoga means what? Yoga means you want to acquire things. Shema means whatever is acquired, you want to protect it. Niryogatshema. You do not worry about your getting things or protecting things. Sir, how can I live in this world? If I don't acquire something or protect what is acquired, then it looks stupidity for me. That is what we will think. I'm sorry to use that word. But nature of man is that. But Bhagavan, again he has given a guarantee in chapter 9, verse 22. Ananyas mam ye jana paryubhasade desham nitya viyuktanam yogakshemam vagam yagam. Bhagavan promised, "Arey, do not worry about anything. Do not worry about anything. Worship me alone. Think of no other thing." To those people who have controlled themselves, who think always about me. About me means whenever you do any action, you have to do in tune with Dharma. It is not sitting idle. Don't misunderstand Bhagavan Krishna. Then the entire thing will go into toss. Don't misunderstand Krishna. You can't put a mat and then sleep and say Bhagavan Krishna will take care. Do all the things for Bhagavan Krishna, for and on behalf of Bhagavan Krishna, that is in tune with Dharma. Whatever you do in tune with Dharma, you do not worry about acquiring or preserving. Everything Bhagavan gives a promise. I secure for them that which is already not possessed by them. And whatever they are possessing, I will preserve for them. It is a promise by Bhagavan Krishna. So, then he says, that is how one can remain as Atmavan. That is what Bhagavan Krishna says in this verse. In this verse, that person, Madbhavam Sodigachati, that he attains to my being. That is what I feel about this verse. Swami Chinmayananda finally concludes that Purusha, spirit, entangled in matter is man. So we have tied the Purusha with matter, with the three chains, gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Man disentangled from matter. Matter is Purusha, that is spirit. That is, you remove all the chains, then you merge with the Purusha. He not only rediscovers, that man not only rediscovers himself, but also becomes one with the Purusha, that is spirit. That is what he says. Verse 19 again. Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam sodigachati. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana